Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome into the second broadcast of the day here on the South Rinks of the Rinks in Hauppauge. My name's Kevin Broderick, joined by Rowan Loddick, and we will be covering this game between Sachem and St. Anthony's, a junior varsity matchup. Sure to be a fun one. One that you probably favor St. Anthony's in, considering they're still undefeated on the season, and Sachem are yet to find their first win. Some unfortunate news for Sachem as well. They were playing without Mitchell, as I was informed by his older brother, Wally Mitchell, who works with us at LISN, that he's out for the season with an ankle sprain. And not only that, but their father has also broken his hip. So it seems the Mitchell family has found the injury bug over the last couple of days. As we're about ready for puck drop. Taking a look at the stats coming into this game. St. Anthony's only giving up 1.3 goals per game, scoring 7.7 per game. As we are now live. So the Friars, they're no stranger to scoring a lot, as they'll instantly start off with possession in the offensive end. It's going to be a long night for Sachem if they're not able to find zone exits quickly. That's a good one to start off. The Braves into the offensive zone. The shot will skim off to the right side. Puck does come out in front and covered up for our first whistle, just about 40 seconds in. Puck down the ice. No icing from the referees, as the puck will be twisted around the boards. Martinez tracking as it comes in front. Tip just wide off to the left. Back up to the blue line. Shot ramps off a stick and goes out of play. Puck quickly played into the neutral zone. Ladino, a long ranger. Martinez gets it off his chest, deflects it aside. Right back out for Sachem. Loeb had it poked away from his grasp. Been a lot of skating back and forth for both sides. No extended offensive pressure, as another foot race for St. Anthony's. Shot taken on Martinez. Gets it down low off his right leg. Friars once again back in with Darby. Testing Martinez once more. This time the puck comes over. Cleared the zone. Foot race ensuing for it. Welter does get back in time, but then mishandles it. Shot does whistle past the cage. Hunter with it now. Dives below his own net. Challenged by McCormick. Hunter does get it out. Dump in now from Gavin McCormick. Allows his team to set up on the forecheck. Good entry into the zone. Nice little heel flick. Sevelos now up top. Liam Healy at the blue line. Surveying his options. Healy with a nice shimmy shake. Takes a shot on goal. Martinez is safe. Rebound off the right pad, and it clears. Good sequence from the Friars. They're getting a lot of pressure early on. Obviously, they still need to generate that into goals in order to truly take advantage. Sachem holding it in deep. Good pressure from Sevelos. Munch, one toe drag, tip up ahead. Liam Healy again, dicing through the neutral zone. Healy on a sharp angle, rings it off the bar. Puck takes a spill off to the boards, twisted around to the opposite end. McCormick trying to hold it there, poked away from him. And once again, Braves are able to get it out. St. Anthony's carry it low, look to slide it into the middle. Munch holds it in. Numbers for the Friars as they look to get it in on net. Now Sachem trying to create a breakaway themselves, drives in. Another opportunity as it's tapped almost to the back door. Covered up, 10:16 to play in the period. Paladino up ahead. Healy with it again. Healy in a triangle of pressure, trying to go wide and cut back in. That was actually Anthony Aspromonte with it. As he takes a spill down low, instantly gets right back up. First 5 minutes gone by. Aspromonte, touch pass out in front. Slides through the slot, back up top for a shot. No deflection came through. Martinez with all kinds of tasks to try to track the puck through a sea of different bodies. Kopi starts this breakout, turned over up top. Dino looking for Aspromonte, couldn't bat it out of the air. Comes back and dumped in. Feely misplaying it a little bit. Now some room for Darby. Flies ahead. Shot on Martinez. Big rebound. Works all the way out to the high slot. Sachem find it there. Feely once again had it parried off his stick. Clark a little trouble holding that pass. As it looks like we're going to have a penalty upcoming. I believe this is going to go on the Friars for a Sachem power play as they try to crack the scoring sheet first. So Cummings will go off to the box for 2 minutes. It will indeed be a Sachem power play. Bouncing puck will sail all the way down into the corner. Good stop as Lawler follows up with the pressure. Sachem slow up the neutral zone. Hunter on the near point lifts it into the opposite corner. Loeb will try to challenge for it there. Daniel Munch finding a lot of room to fly up. This could be a shorthanded opportunity. Munch having his stick lifted. Loeb has it accidentally kicked out in front. And Martinez has to step on it. Pryor's just trying to hold it in deep still. Dumped in. First one onto it should be Lawler. Fiddles it past one player. Aspromonte trying to get the clear, can't get it past the point. Good pressure. Once again, the Friars get it in. Deep shot block. Martinez looking for the follow-up. Does get a piece of it. St. Anthony's has been peppering Martinez all game with opportunities. No true grade A scoring chances just yet, but as the game goes on, you imagine the Friars will find at least one or two. 30 seconds left on this power play. Once again, St. Anthony's disruptive in the neutral zone. Puck play the length of the ice. No icing, so this is going to be a harder clear, but this Sachem Braves look for a change on the back of the play, so they're not able to hold it in. That will cost them the rest of the power play. So St. Anthony's go 1 for 1. Try to get back to the offensive end. DiPietro plays that puck first. Up for Wellman. Wellman starting to get his legs churning. Challenging Darby as he blows a tire. Wellman still getting it back. Now Darby getting on top of it. Pass forward. Giacopi. Giacopi now chance to get there. Just didn't have the legs. Looking back towards Darby. Instead it's up top. Friars with some nice O-zone time. Aspromonte wide left. Loeb will dump in as he gains the blue. Off below the goal line. Darby stretch pass. McCormick dumps it in. McCormick again onto the puck. Trying to twirl it around for Darby, who sits on the near side. Back pass. Deflected around by Loeb. Gets it to DiPietro, but not out of the zone by the Braves, who are in the middle. As the clock ticks down to 5 minutes left in the first period, score is still tied at 0. One power play opportunity for Sachem. Didn't net them much. Puck banked out, could go down for an icing and will. So go right back to the offensive end with 4:45 remaining. O-zone draw now for the Friars. One back to the half wall. Sevelos with it, giving it towards the slot. Chance for Healy. Couldn't do much there. Too much pressure from the Braves applied almost instantaneously. Dangerous right there as a couple of gasps come out from the crowd. Ober now with a couple of cover-ups. Tapping himself on the mask, making sure he's ready for any follow-up opportunities. Sachem has been good on draws so far. Not going to win that one cleanly. And St. Anthony's instantly break out. Pass towards the middle, intercepted by Kane. Follow it up. Healy has it down low. Wiggling free for some room. The Sevelos with it now. Taken back by Feely. Batted out of the air by Hunter. But it directs for another Fryer. Play at the length of the ice for Sevelos to go on to the forecheck again. Creating a little bit of havoc along the wall. Pops free, Munch. D-to-D pass. St. Anthony's look forward, back for Daniel. Poked off his stick as he got near the blue, mishandled. Shimkus puts it around the boards as it carries off to the corner. 3:18 to play in the period. And called off sides there by the referee on the far side. Puck rifled in off the boards, takes a big hop. And Munch gets over there in time. Loops it around the near side for his captain. Battled out now. A little bit of contact sends a couple of players down. No whistles or arms raised by the referee, so we'll continue to play. Now the Friars with some room to skate. Here comes Aspromonte, sliding it off to his left side. Just a little bit past Giocopi. Wellman wanted to give it to someone in the middle, just didn't have his team in there yet. He was so far advanced on the forecheck, and Hober will make another stop. And too many men on the ice. Referees are going to give Sachem a free pass, as Wellman will go back over and they'll just redo the faceoff. Feely comes in for the draw. Tapped up the boards and out now by St. Anthony's as it will go all the way down. DiPietro will have to dig it out of the corner. Looking for a quick pass off to Kalberer. Sachem doing a good job on the breakout. Shot deflected around for Darby. Looks up ice. St. Anthony's offsides have to touch up. Now Joseph Cummings. Pressure coming in from behind. Twirls on the boards. Couple of tap passes. St. Anthony's do a good job there breaking out. Darby, lots of speed. Darby could drive in on net, trying to shove it on Martinez. Comes away with his own rebound. Taps it back to the blue line. Now St. Anthony's cooking with a little bit of gas. Darby with it again. Drags around one. Down low below the goal line. Leaves it off for a teammate. Tipped away by DiPietro. Now Darby lowers the shoulder. Gives it back to Sevelos. He'll chip and chase around to the high slot. Sevelos stick tied up. Banked off the boards but not out. It's Darby with it again. Good shift for him. St. Anthony's now with some room. Shot goes past Martinez's ears. Wide of the net, carries around. Feely trying to find the clear, and now it's out. Loeb gets through a pinch, and Hober will cover up with his mitt with 37 ticks left on the clock. Off the draw, puck played towards the crease. Still banked around, comes out in front for a shot. Hunter couldn't direct it through the traffic. St. Anthony's once again flying away with it. Sevelos trying to break through that crowd. He's taken out, takes a spill into the boards, now with 21 seconds left. As the Braves with one final rush, maybe something out in front of Hober. Instead, the puck will ring around. Sevelos looks for a big hit at the end of the period, and that's going to do it for the first 15. 0-0 still the score. We'll be right back on the LI Sports Network. A defensive battle here in our middle game as we go into the middle period. Score still 0-0. St. Anthony's a hard team to keep off the board, but Sachem doing a good job so far, and they've been generating their own chances as well. Quick shot goes high above the cage, bounces off the glass, and now St. Anthony's can break it up and out. Sevelos with it again, drags through one player. Sevelos, backdoor pass, they score! To 1-2, just like that. Munch puts it in. Punches in a lead as well for St. Anthony's. Just as I say, good old Caster curse. St. Anthony's find some offense. Once again into the offensive zone. Lawler trying to twirl around one player. Healy lost his stick for a second, still has it. Some room now for a follow-up shot. Martinez makes a couple of nice saves. Sachem now trying to get it away as Loeb will twirl around one, but lose it out to Liam Healy. Freely back, DiPietro. Almost took a hip check right there. Step up at the blue line. Ty Shimkus with a good job as a deterrent. Here's Anthony Aspromonte into the O zone. Aspromonte Couldn't get around DiPietro. It's taken off his stick and played the length of the ice and goes down for an icing. Long pass through the crease, blasted back on. Numbers down low for St. Anthony's as Aspromonte tries to slide it to the slot. Up and out now as the Friars once again dump in, courtesy of Lino. He'll take it around, high slot now, shot coming, Martinez. Left glove save. Oh, he only has one glove, so I guess I don't have to say left. It is on his left hand, in case you were wondering. 12:20 to play in the period. St. Anthony's up 1-0 after scoring a goal early on in the middle frame. Another chance. Martinez makes a stop up top. Friars try to shoot it through traffic. Blocker save this time. Redirected. Aspromonte relentless on this shift. Another shot for the Friars. Save down low. Deflection off the backhand. Another great stop for Martinez. He's made a flurry in a row now. Finally getting the stop out in front. And let's take a replay of just how many saves Martinez made. Friars trying to hold it in off the face-off. It's taken down. Hunter overplays it a little bit, so it's back off for McCormick. McCormick past the blue line, trying to change his angle. Martinez another save, and will cover up. Welter. Off to the half wall. Carried around down low. Back to the near side. Cummings. Intense stick battle. Friars win it out with McCormick. Slides it into the slot. Shot up coming. Martinez saw it the entire time, but it ultimately deflected off a skate. Back out for Darby now. He has lost his speed. Past the blue line, trying to dangle around one more player, loses his handle. Ober, haven't talked about him in this period, hasn't been required to do a whole lot as his team has dominated possession. Can't exactly make a save if a shot's not coming on you. Hunter, good job winning a puck battle. Did get the centering bid, but no one there to receive it. Now it's McCormick again up this left flank. Drops it off Darby. Looking to return the favor to McCormick. Gets it to him in time. McCormick sliding it middle. Went under a couple of sticks, back out. Shimkus holds it there on the boards. Goes straight to stick, trying to pass it off to Rainey. Hunter trying to go around the referee. I'm sure he's not exactly happy about that. Healy on the backhand. Powerful strides towards the net. His shot deflected. Tips it around one player. Pops free. Friars hold it alive for a second, but ultimately squeaks out of the zone. Shimkus off to Munch. Back to him. Tie up the ice. Fades off wide, drops it off, shot up coming, Martinez got it high. Liam Healy Couldn't hold on very long. It's back out. Munch into a race now with Kane. Munch tied up well there. Jimkis comes in to help. DiPietro there now. 5 players all jockeying for position. Pops free for Sevelos. He has room to skate. Cuts off to the middle. Pass ahead. Collected and carried in. St. Anthony's looking dangerous on this rush before Healy has to cut off his speed. Friars still looking for a shot. Rebound pops to the slot. Nothing to follow up for Sevelos. And now it's taken out. Feely testing Hover is good for that save. Rebound for Munch. Wild smack will pop it out of the zone. Kane with it now. Up and past the blue. Dives down below the goal line. Poked away by Munch. Picked up by Sevelos. Sevelos. Couple of dekes with his shoulder. Into the middle, off his stick. Healy tried to hold it alive. Ultimately ends up with Daniel Munch once more. Sevelos back to Munch. He's past the blue. Gives it off, Lawler. Couldn't find a stick to tip it. Sevelos, high slot, looking to pass it down low. Intercepted by Kalberer. Looks for the outlet pass. Now Sachem into a track race potentially. Quickly up the ice. Fanned on the shot. 7:30 left. We're halfway through this game. Score is still 1-0 in favor of St. Anthony's. Hober will take that into his glove and give us another pause with 7:18 remaining. Back in the O zone with Lawler. Got a game going on behind us as well. Take a second to read off what it is for you. Should be a varsity matchup at this point between East Islip and Patton Med. First period underway, 0-0 the score. .640 left in our second period. Last game of the day here on the South Rink will be West Islip versus KPC. Puck drop estimated to be at 9:20. Friars dancing around in front of the net. Shot saved again by Martinez. Still the only goal. Munch assisted by Sevelos. Pass up to the blue line. Friars with some room. Cummings, a shot blocked away. Wellman on the intercept, tries to drag it around some more traffic. Dropped off as that shot wasn't off by much. Almost beat Hober on the blocker's side. Pops three again. This time Gavin McCormick is there for the loose change. He'll build speed through the neutral zone. Looking to attack off to the left side, poked off his stick. Darby takes it away. Back to McCormick, trying to shove it towards the middle. It deflects off to the corner. Welter with it now. Returns it to McCormick. Has options at the blue line and will slide it out there. Joseph Cummings back to McCormick at the half wall. McCormick, sharp angle, and Martinez once again has it. Face-off, one to Darby, looks to get it on net. Martinez would have been over in time for a stop, but still never came in front of him. Pass almost intercepted, but the Braves, playing on narrow margins, do bring it in. Pass out in front for Feely, takes some contact from behind. Sevelos was back in time to shut down the opportunity. Now the Friars can go up ice. Sevelos, nice move, looking to dangle around one, poked away. Darby comes in for it. Darby trying to cut to the kitchen of Martinez. Play slows down as we're under 5 minutes to play in the second period. Darby once again testing Martinez down low. Sevelos another drive. Darby with more pressure back into the neutral zone as Sachem break it away. Ober will make a stop into his glove and will take another whistle with 4:31 remaining. Pass comes out in front. Holber is saved down low, still scrambling to try to find the puck. Works away from him thanks to his defenseman. Here comes Aspromonte to chip it in. Sachem makes quick work of the breakout. Hunter then turns it over to Aspromonte. Back now for Munch. Twists around a couple of checks, pokes it off the boards, gets it back. Now Munch off to the races, trying to get it past the blue line. Held there for a second, swept ahead to Aspromonte, pops loose from Martinez. Thankfully for him, none of the Friars were right in front of him. Long range shot, Martinez is saved, rebound comes loose, follow up, poked off to the left side, redirected in on net. Martinez got there, and then a whistle came in to stop play. Puck dropped again. Ty Shimkus holds it alive at the blue line, trying to work it to Healy, who is around the wall. Shoulder dropped by Giacopi. Still an immensely close game late into this second period. Sachem try to find some much-needed offense. Again, one goal isn't much to be down by, but at some point you do have to make it up. Had a power play opportunity earlier in the game, couldn't convert on it. Haven't been a lot of penalties in all fairness. Call was on Cummings for holding with 8:36 left in the first. No penalties since that point. Over will make another stop. We'll get another whistle. Quick shot off the draw. Off target for Sachem. Friars scoop it away, should go down for an icing. Draw right back for the Friars as they play it out. Nice stick in the lane for McCormick as he springs forward, trying to slide it out in front, has a man there, shot saved by Martinez. Race down the ice. Loeb wins it, then poked away. Just over 2 minutes remaining in the period. Wellman fanned on the passing opportunity. Now the Friars once again skated up the sheet. McCormick is in the middle, waiting for the feed. Does come out in front. McCormick onto it. Couldn't beat Martinez. Still loose. And now Martinez is on top. Nice little sequence there from Martinez to keep the play alive. As you'll see it come into his wheelhouse, then he'll cover up. $1:56 left on the clock. Healy into the draw, wins it back. Sevelos trying to get it to the point. Returns it for Healy on the backhand. Looks for Sevelos. Hat in front. Couldn't let it fly. Back to the blue line. Darby, long ranger, straight into the glove of Martinez. Face-off won by Sachem. Twisted around the boards. Held in for now by Cummings. Looks for help from Sevelos. He does walk the puck up. Gets it out in front. Healy looking to jam it in. Somehow it doesn't go. I think Martinez made one save and then a shot went wide. St. Anthony's just barely being held off the scorecard right there. Another dump in. Touches down off the boards. Wild bounce comes all the way to the left side. Sevelos in there first. Healy coming over to help him out. Gets it off to Sevelos. Dances around one player. Feeds middle. Healy a shot. It goes above the crossbar. Under a minute to play. St. Anthony's erupting for a bit of offense. Darby still holding on to it. Good one-hand dribble from in there. Darby out in front. Goes short sides and scores. Patrick makes it 2-0. Friars still on top. Ensuing face-off won by St. Anthony's. They scored at the beginning of this period. Now they scored at the end to get their 2-0 lead, as this could be an easy breakaway. Sevelos streaking in on net, forehand, backhand, goes 5-0, he scores. Sevelos makes it 3, an eruption of goals late into the second. Munch, once again past the blue, trying to drop it off. It's an interception for Sachem. Now they wheel it ahead. Good poke check coming from Ty once more. I feel like I've said that a couple of times about Shimkus today. Lawler, interception. Looking for one more shot on Martinez, never came through. Sevelos to the blue line. No more time left on the clock for the Friars. Couldn't get the shot off. Still the score 3-0 in favor of St. Anthony's. We'll step aside here on the LI Sports Network and be back with the third period. And we're back for the third period here on the LI Sports Network. St. Anthony's in a 3-0 lead with 2 goals late in the second period, 1 at the start of the second period. Sachem has still been playing very stout defense, though. That's how they've held St. Anthony's off the scoreboard for so long. And a reminder that St. Anthony's scores 7.7 goals on average, at least in their opening 3 games of the JV season. Another shot taken, I think tipped out in front. The Friars get a 4th. Now St. Anthony's is starting to run away with this game, as that shot looked a little high and eventually popped right back down. Could have been touched by someone on the Braves by accident, but in just 19 seconds, St. Anthony's find another one. It's a 3rd goal. So at 47 seconds, they scored their 2nd of the game. 31 seconds, they scored their 3rd. Of course, that in the end of the second period. Now 19 seconds into the 3rd makes it 4-0. Sachem definitely need to calm things down right now, as they're giving up a lot of opportunities. Martinez has been fantastic this entire game, but there's only so many shots a goalie can be expected to save. Face-off, pops out in front, they score. This time McCormick makes it 5. Now St. Anthony's really pulling it on. All of a sudden the floodgate opened, and there's been no looking back. Now 4 goals in the last 2 minutes of game time, if you extend a bridge between the periods, that is. Zevelos looking for some more pressure. Did get a shot off there. Martinez was able to make the save on the left pad, and now Sachem will break it out. Hit from Cummings, not going to disrupt much. Shot, snatched out of the air. Puck just bouncing back and forth, eventually comes off to the board. Zevelos can't clear. Long stretch pass. Braves find it, break it past the blue line. Andrew looking for a hit, just missed on it slightly. Here comes Darby. He's got some speed. A player cutting towards the middle of the net, slides it out in front, tipped around, lifted high into the air, but not on goal. Lawler almost finding a goal for himself. Would have been the 5th of the season for Nicholas Lawler. He's already up to 9 points, leading his team actually. Darby again, down to the goal line, trying to play it in front on the backhand, pops off to the left side. Zevelos wasn't there in time, as the puck will deflect out of play. Aspermonte starts the cycle. Gets it right back below the goal line. Sharp angle, lifts it high above. Puck flutters back to him. Long range shot this time. Martinez a save, gets up a rebound, but then pokes it away. Puck dribbling at the blue line. Couple of fans from Munch as he then lowers the shoulder in the neutral zone. Feely, a shot that isn't far off target, but still takes a bounce off the end boards. And it goes for the Friars right back out. Aspromonte twirls. Passing behind his eyes. Didn't get it to one of his teammates. Makes up for it. Under 12 to play in the third period. What was a very close game for a very long time is now a commanding lead for St. Anthony's. Aspromonte with a bit of an errant poke check. Stays in the zone. Aspromonte dances left. Shot instantly blocked by his stick. Down low for Kreusch. Gives it away. St. Anthony's couldn't slide it in front. Game seemingly going into a lull state after those first couple of goals. Sachem now turning up the heat as they break out. Feely finds that puck. Back pass. That should go down for an icing and a whistle. 10:45 to play in the period. One more game on the South Rinks tonight. That will be a junior varsity matchup between Cape PC as we get back to play in the second. McCormick off the boards. Nice outlet pass. Long shot. Martinez gets it in his glove. Puck still loose. As was the whistle blown? Referees do see like the play was dead. Martinez didn't fully have it, but gets the benefit of the call. Welter to the face-off. Pops around McCormick, looking for a stick lift from behind. Sachem still carry it past the blue line. Wellman a shot. Saved by Hober. His team finds the rebounds. Wiggled up and dumped in. Kalber absorbs that hit from McCormick. Welter couldn't hold it alive. Under 10 minutes to play in the third period now. DiPietro taps the puck down along the boards. Darby hounding after it. Welter goes in for a look. Played past both of them. DiPietro back at it. Worked around him. Popped off the glass and back into center ice. Kane with it in his own end. Has to be careful. Almost gives it away to McCormick. McCormick will now look for a hit. Held alive at the blue line. Stick tied up, passed out in front. McCormick couldn't get the shot off. It ended up in his back left skate. That was Welter actually in front of the crease. Darby building up some speed, gets around a couple poke checks, turning this into a 2-on-1. Darby going wide, looking for the shot. It was interrupted. Darby then taps it back out in front. Sevelos trying to find it. Drags around for a shot. Martinez, a save off his mask. Here's Lawler with it. Up for Liam Healy. Back for Darby. Tapped around the board. Ty Shimkus. Munch started off the game scoring. Munch now going to get called for a penalty, and it will be the first power play since the first period belonging to Sachem. 2 minutes onto the clock. So on to the power play now as Sachem try to find their first of the game. A quick shot will be deflected. Davalos races forward, goes through the legs, cutting out in front, taking a shot. Martinez is safe on his own rebound. He gets it and scores. A shorthanded goal. 6-0 now for St. Anthony's, as this third period has treated them well. Once again, worked around. Andrew there for it, trying to clear. Get some assistance now from his captain. Lifted high and away. Here's Hunter on a shot. Save. Big rebounds. Eaten up. Rosario will play at the length of the ice. Minute left in the power play. And Daniel Munch in the box right now. Official scorecard says 2 minutes for roughing. St. Anthony's so far 1 for 1 on the PK, not including this one you see in front of you, obviously, because that's still active. But nonetheless, with a successful PK, considering they already scored a goal. .638 left on the game clock, 37 seconds left on the penalty. Take a quick check in on the game going on for the North Rinks. That's a varsity matchup as another shot is saved for the St. Anthony's netminder, and his defense will find a clear. 1-0 currently the score for East Islip against Pat Med. The Chiefs are 3-1 on the season, while the Raiders are fallen to 0-3, trying to make sure it doesn't go 0-4. Rush up the ice for Darby as we're back to 5-on-5 now. Aspermonte looking for an interception. Puck past him, could be a breakaway. Good defense and stick check from behind for Joseph Cummings. Shuts it down. Center pass for Loeb. Just slides under his reach. Darby back for Cummings. Pressure by Wellman. Pass up the boards is broken out for St. Anthony's. This is Anthony Aspermonte leaving it off. Puck almost coming out in front for Martinez. Cleared now going down the ice. Icing waved off by the officials. Davalos finds a little bit of room to wiggle the puck through. Taken away from him. Sachem trying to break it out. Aspermonte making that a little bit harder. Big physical exchange there. And offsides will be called, so we'll take another break with 4:39 left on the clock. Only goal in that East Islip Pat Med game coming from Jack Fontaine, assisted by Jack Dolson and Peter Marizito. As this clock is under 5 minutes in regulation. So St. Anthony's in prime position to close this out. Advance to 4-0 in JV. would unfortunately mean for Sachem that they would fall to 0-4, still looking for their first win of the season. Puck batted around down low. Back around for Savalos. Touch pass right there. St. Anthony's take a shot. Blocker save Martinez. Rebound pops to the left circle. Friars look for another centering, but it's sent all the way down. And we'll come back for an O-zone draw as both teams will make wholesale line changes. As I mentioned earlier, final game of the day will be between KPC and West Islip. Another JV matchup. Braves looking for a late game goal here just to pad their stats a little bit. Unlikely that they come back from 6-0 with 3:19 on the clock. I often say I've seen crazier things in hockey, but here comes a chance for a Hunter, shut down on the doorstep. If they came back from this, that would then become the craziest thing that I've ever seen. Lawler dragging around for a new angle, saved by Martinez. Puck squirts free, and this is going to be a breakaway. Ober, do you have it in you for one stop? Extending the left leg and shuts the opportunity down. Wellman not able to sink in his opportunity. Looks a little shaken up behind the play. Here comes Lawler, looking for a point in this game. Lawler, a shot whistles through the crease. Joseph Cummings couldn't hold it on the opposite point. Darby back for a poke check, finding it to Lawler. Looking up for Savalos. Turns away from some pressure, but then turns the puck over. Braves just barely on sides there with 2:14 remaining. Puck does work to the slot, loose for a second, now taken away by Savalos. As now we'll get a whistle. 2 minutes on the clock exactly. As two players will be sent off to the box, one from either side, so we'll stay at 5-on-5. Face-off will come to exact center ice as the Friars look to just kill off the remainder of this clock. If you missed the earlier parts of this game, just coming in to check what exactly is going on the South Rink stream, well, it was a very close game, no score in the first period. Then St. Anthony's got a 1-0 lead 20 seconds into the second period. And then the next bunch of goals came with 47 seconds left in the second. That was for Darby. Followed up by Savalos with 31 seconds left in the period. Second ended. Third period started. Another goal for St. Anthony's just 19 seconds in. Followed by Gavin McCormick posting their fifth just 20 seconds after that. 30 seconds after that. Savalos touched it up and got the sixth of the game on a shorthanded break with 7:48 remaining in regulation. And that's how we find ourselves in this current score of 6-0 with 50 seconds left. St. Anthony's may be looking for one last tally as a shot will go high above the crossbar. Hunter trying to clear. Martinez was the big reason why Sachem hung around in this game for so long. You really do have to give your hat off to the Sachem netminder. He played fantastic. But a defensive structure breakdown over the course of a minute and essentially cost the Braves this game. So with the clock now hitting 10 seconds, St. Anthony's will move on to 4-0 on the season. Sachem will fall down to 0-4 as the horn officially sounds to stamp the seal. 6-0 the final score. Will end this broadcast here on the LI Sports Network. And get ready for our final of the day. Once again, that's going to be KPC versus West Islip, another junior varsity matchup. Final score, St. Anthony 6, Sachem 0.